So, hello everyone, and welcome to Stormworks. So, I am currently watching my husband because we cannot both be in the workbench at the same time and see the same thing, unfortunately. So, we have this starter boat, which we have made partially together, though my husband has done most of the work. Actually, pretty much all of the work.
No, no, no. You've been helping me a lot. I don't even know if they can hear me, but if you can hear me, hello. Yeah, we talked about putting in oxygen here and here, right? And first aid kit as well.
Mm-hmm.
And while you were setting up and stuff, I've been thinking about something else. How about
Fire extinguisher?
yeah, yeah, fire extinguishers outside. I'm not sure if you need one inside, but how about that?
Ooh.
It would fit. That was that fits though. You can just put that back.
I mean, I guess more seats aren't a bad thing.
No, more seats are never a bad thing. You can rescue more people.
Because the people aren't annoying at all. Stupid
If you have more
NPCs.
seats, then at least they're not standing around like
Oh, that's
they're
true.
waiting for the bus.
There are also the other seat thingamajigs which look like they're just a cushion on the ground.
Can I send you the Excel already?
Okay.
Can you do that in parallel? Or does your notebook explode?
Let's see. Where did I put my pen?
I ate it.
Seriously, I had a big pencil case.
Uh, I ate it.
Well, I found my other pen now, but my pencil case is AWOL.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find it eventually.
Yeah, probably.
I probably moved it somewhere safe and then forgot about it. That's what happens with a lot of the things I do. Move it somewhere safe, and then it just disappears. But yeah, this is a little bit different to the games that I normally play.
Played Space Engineers for a while.
That's true, but I'm referring mostly to the games that I normally play on my actual
Yeah,
streams.
it's an experiment.
Yes, maybe it would be even more popular.
I doubt it, but it's an interesting game.
It is a very interesting game. I am very, very bad at playing it. I'm better at the designing kind of aspect.
Uh, here you go. See if that works.
Okay.
Yeah, but since we have two seats now, we need two oxygen, of course.
Mhm.
Can you still see everything? I just flipped around. Just wanted to see if everything
Yeah.
is there.
There is a little bit of lag,
Oh well.
but that's to be expected. So we will say things before they see things being done.
Yeah. First aid kits. We need two.
Yeah, they've got 4 charges, so you don't need really more than that.
And since we still have two says an emergency defibrillator. That is unfortunate. No, it's 3 high, so I'm probably gonna just put it in the back. One of those and the
Mhm.
fire extinguisher, as you said.
Oh, and you also mentioned about one of those welders, was it?
Welders. One is outside. That should be enough.
Mm. But yeah, definitely want a fire extinguisher since there's a hatch to the engine,
Yes.
and if the engine goes boom,
When the engine goes boom, then it's really bad.
yes.
That's the technical term. Right. That looks decent for emergency equipment. Or as they say, good enough for government work. Yeah. Okay, at the front also need first aid kit, but as you said, for the front probably one is sufficient.
Yep.
But that allows us to put either a night vision binoculars in there.
Mhm. Could be useful.
Could be useful indeed. Flipping, the flipping, the flipping.
I really like that you can just copy and paste them.
Yeah, it's the fastest way to do most of the stuff in this game. Honestly, is having knowing where you steal the next piece from. So night vision goggles, you said, yeah.
Night vision goggles, use it.
Well, I mean, we have tons of other equipment. Anything that fits
And why don't we go through what there is?
binoculars. You have standard with you. The C4 detonator is not very useful without C4, but here's the C4. If you want to have high explosives in your cockpit, I leave to everyone's own decision.
Yeah.
I pass for now. A compass that you could take with you and hold it. I don't really see the use right now. The D-ship we already had. A dog whistle. Yeah, same. A fishing rod. Yeah, I mean, um,
Flare could be good.
not really. I mean, at some point maybe, but probably not that useful for. Plus, it makes it two pieces because you want the ammo as well.
Yeah.
Flare gun ammo, as you can see. Um, Flashlight is
We
great.
have one
Yeah.
automatically. Glow
Glow
stick.
sticks, glow sticks I have been pondering.
And
But
they'd be useful for underwater, definitely.
yeah. Hand grenade. Just a random hand grenade, and you open the glove compartment. What do you find? A hand grenade. Um, Hose we have outside. Those are the night vision binoculars, and honestly, I find they could be useful.
And worth having just in case.
Well, then a red detector, maybe at some point, but not right now. A radio.
What was that one in the middle that you bypassed?
This one?
No, before that.
It's a radiation detector.
Before the radiation stuff.
Oh, sorry, a pistol.
Oh, you did say that you wanted to have a gun.
Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Did I say that? I mean,
I'd put it down the bottom.
at the bottom.
Yep.
Oh yeah, why not? Actually, that's a good
Put the pistol and then put the ammo next to it.
yeah. How expensive is that? 200, I suppose.
And it's meant to be like an emergency gun
True.
if you get boarded or something.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Right. And the night vision goggles.
Night vision goggles. Yeah.
You completely forgot to put them in there. We mentioned them.
I mean, I did not consider putting more stuff in, but I suppose, yeah. Why not? We have the space.
Is there anything else there that could be useful? If you want to go back to the list for me, because there's so much stuff that's just yeah. You missed one. So the remote control, no.
Rifle and rifle ammo. But as you can
Yeah, that would be better for outside. Rope we've got outside.
SMG ammo,
Oh
SMG.
goodness, the SMG.
Yeah,
How much is that when it's
all quite cheap.
okay?
Spear gun ammo, strobe light. That's the thing that you can throw into the water and will blink. Could be useful. That's an infrared version of that. That's an emergency transponder, or rather, generally a transponder that you can throw, but
Oh, for ban overboard thingamajig.
basically you can make like an emergency.
And it makes more sense to have that outside, to be honest.
Yeah, not only that, we have currently no sensors that can even detect that, and it's kind of
Mhm.
out of the scope of what we want this
Yeah.
mode to do anyway.
What are the other two on the one behind down on the left?
This welding torch and underwater welding torch.
Oh, I've already got one outside.
Yeah.
Haven't we? Don't have an underwater one.
Yeah, but that's also beyond the scope of what we kind of want this thing to do, right?
Yeah, well, it's meant to be a starter ship.
Exactly.
Whether
It's
it
already.
ends up being a starter ship.
I mean, it's already like have to pull out I mean, at the moment the display kicks it above. That's the expensive part. It's kind of ridiculous how expensive those displays are in the sense of
Mm,
maybe we should explain that as well. It's we're currently in a custom mode, kind of creative mode, but in the actual campaign, you're supposed to build your boat in a budget and then do missions to earn money, and
mm.
which allows you then to put more stuff on your boat and take on more difficult missions. Um,
Yeah, you can do multiplayer as well.
yep.
You can save different designs. There are some base designs when you load up the game, which you will spawn with. They've also got like helicopter and I think a car as well.
Helicopter, airplane, car. There's also Steam Workshop support, and people have made tons of stuff. So if you really
Yeah.
just only want to play the game, you easily can just download a thing. But since I'm a giant nerd, I enjoy doing it all by myself and haven't played the game in 2 weeks since I have rediscovered it, and rather just build stuff. But yeah, I will play it. We will play
Mm.
it. Hopefully in the
I
next.
like designing stuff, but I don't necessarily like to do all of the connections and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I might do some scripting bits and pieces because it's all with Lua, and Lua is something that I did before with World of Warcraft.
Mm. But yeah, now we still have this big hole here.
Mm.
Could put a 2x3 display in there, make it even more expensive.
One thing that we definitely need to do is block up the hole.
Yes, we need to block up the hole. I would have said put put a lights there, but I need to definitely put some blocks there for sure. Was one of the main reasons I put the gun up top, because it allows you to
Mm.
pull off specific to pull off the display easily. But yeah, I think I put it up there, then at least the hole is
Mhm.
plugged for now. Also need to yeah, that's the back of the display actually.
Yeah.
So that kind of.
So you're gonna need to put like a pyramid thingamajig in, I suppose.
No, I could put the lights here,
That's true.
Uh, for now, we have to definitely do that. Now it at least looks samey on both sides.
Mhm.
Now we can put lights in. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then we can cover that up even with a wedge if we wanted to.
I thought you already had lights up the front.
I had to remove them.
Oh, okay.
I removed was one of the first things I removed from the front design because it was kind of built in the whole cockpit structure.
Ah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we kind of redid the whole thing.
We did the whole thing. Here, kind of
Mhm.
like that. And
Okay. And then rotate, rotate, rotate. Okay. Oh, do you also want to put in some internal and external lights? And don't forget to take off the indicator display that you randomly put on the back of the boat.
Indicator display on the back?
Yeah, on the back deck.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That was just for testing out this
Mhm.
controller.
And then you've got the switch there, which you can now turn off.
No, because if you
Oh,
want to.
yeah, because it's not connected all
But
yet.
yeah, let me show you. Because I was a little bit ahead already. Um,
It's only 4,000 more than the starting budget.
as I said, if you pull the display out, it's within budget actually. But yeah, look at this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right.
Yep,
That's why.
that's exactly what I was talking about. Just so you can actually see inside when there's no other lights on.
Honestly, I like this design. The cockpit is very neat.
Mhm. And outside on the back we also need some lights. Can those lights go on the wall actually? Because that would probably be
They
good.
can go in the wall. They are already here in the wall. That's basically the block here.
Mhm.
You know.
Because I was thinking if you open the back,
Mhm.
um, if you put one each side the door.
Kind of like one there and one there, I guess. Oh,
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I didn't mean like right next to the door necessarily. I just meant one on each side.
okay.
The distance from the door is inconsequential.
Maybe actually more because we need nav lights, I suppose. Red and green. So four lights. There are four lights.
Well, I mean the red and green ones. Couldn't we put that at the top?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Kind of like this, right?
Yep,
And then the useful lights, like this.
yep. I like how you call them useful lights, as if the other ones aren't useful.
Well, they're not useful for us, but that means we need a new signal. We need another signal.
Oh yeah.
And where would we put the switchboard? I don't know.
Okay.
We put we
Just put them on external lights. Why
yeah,
not?
but you want to. Yeah, you're right. Put them on external lights. They are external lights. Also,
Yeah.
oh, I need to show you this. Um, we don't use those. It's even better. Don't have to do any of this. I think I can make the controller for them because there is an RGB version for the gamer feeling. You can.
Have a disco.
Mm-hmm. Funny enough, you can. They have composite in boards, so you can completely control the way they look via the composite interface if you wanted to. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, now we have
Have them both flash red if the. Although do some more internal ones. Have it flash red if it's the engine light comes on.
exactly something like that. I was already in my mind, um, but for now we just need to wire them all up. Ah, okay. The other ones just are always on, it seems. As soon as the breaker comes on, I suppose.
We need to check that out. I mean, we are just testing at the moment, so um,
Yeah.
not the worst thing in the world having them always on, so you
Yes.
can actually see what we're doing.
No, no, I meant everything else should be on there. Those should be on. No, they are not. So they definitely seem to need a composite signal, I guess. Well, that worked, but the math lights did not.
I guess you need to.
Yeah, they need their composite input, I suppose.
Mm.
Well, it is what it is. Well, no, wait.
Did you actually connect them up?
Yes, I did connect them up, but there's something else. Those are really only needed if you want to dynamically change the color. If you want them on a set color, you do it differently. You make them regular lights, like like
Like
this.
the one that we had originally.
Yeah, exactly. Let me pick this up. Let's there and there. And then I think you need to use the painting and the paint mode to additive, and then you can do something like this and this. Yeah, exactly. That's basically equivalent to tinting the glass
Yep.
cutlery. You will not be able to change it, but it works well.
Well, it's navigation ones, so you
Yeah.
don't really
Question
want to be
is, which
changing
one
it.
is supposed to be the green one and which one is supposed to be the red one on boats?
Google!
Landing!
Navigation lights, boat. So the one on looking towards the front of the boat, the one on the right is the green, one on the left is the red.
Of course. I should have just known that I should have just not gone with what I. Very nice. Oh, probably should save that video though. Save soon, save often. You never know when your computer croaks. Okay, that should look decent enough. Woo! Yeah. Now what happened?
Hydration, hydration, hydration.
Like, bonk. Oh, are you kidding me?
What happened?
No power. Because it's new lights. I had to pull new power lines.
Mhm.
Now. Yep, you can see it already.
Yep, very good.
Very nice. Right. So now we still have this space here. I mean,
Okay, we need the 3x3 display as a decent size for the map.
mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you would want to be displayed on a smaller screen, like a 2x2?
Yes, but
But it's already on 3x3?
that wouldn't be an issue. I could just make another video controller just for that, and I've already thought about it. Um, I would need another of those controls.
Why would you need another of those controls?
doubles the information that's currently displayed there, so you kind of want to switch it around yourself.
If you had some set information on the 2x2 and the 3x3 stays as it is there any set information that would be useful? So you wouldn't need to change channel.
All of this and probably heading and bearing in a compressed form, like those lines that we're drawing in a very compressed form, in a very abstracted form. I suppose that would work well, and all the data that we have on those dials as well, just in a
And
more verbose format.
or because it's only a small screen, how about distance to waypoint?
Distance to waypoint is, as I said, yeah, all this in a very abstract form. Speed, honestly, let's go with the 2x2 there, but we have the space here as well. How about
2x3?
no, 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 no. This is how it looks like. Oh, also to reset the color mode here. Take the. There is no 2x2. There's 2x2. Of course, there's a 2x2. This and then uh, oh, I like that. And give it like one of those arrow buttons as well.
Why are you so set on having channels on it?
Because if you have it, then you have it. If you have static informations, you might as well use the dials. If you build in a display, it should be a multifunctional display. Why else have it?
Okay.
Could have like a compressed form of the stuff on the first one.
Mhm.
Maybe only one or two data points. But yeah, also the. I mean, one thing that it allows is it allows to check how the data. I mean, I assume it will look shitty, but I have to admit I haven't tested the smaller displays yet, really. So it might be surprisingly well, but I doubt it because
Mm.
this text already looks a bit squiggly. How about um, yeah? How about another control panel? And yeah, what else could we need? I was actually also thinking of just replacing that with two throttles, so you can control the boat um, when you're off the chairs. But I feel this looks wonky and is really not necessary.
Yeah.
Maybe a zoom and an instrument panel. That would be something. And then I could completely double this one, including the toggle switch for the control, so you can switch off the control from the other one as well, or just give it. Yeah,
And we could just leave it blank and see what comes up.
that's true. We could do that.
It would also be a lot less complicated.
Hmm?
It would also be a lot less complicated.
Very true. Could even put just a light there to light the cockpit area separately from the.
And if you had one
Oh, a
facing
second
down,
gun. Honestly,
second
second
gun,
gun and ammo.
and you probably want to have more than just one set of ammo. I'm assuming.
I don't think you're wrong.
So and you could take out the screen completely
No,
and just have gun ammo.
something like that, and then find a way to make this into a useful display without toggles, as you said. just making an abstract navigation display with all the information in a nicer form. But yeah, I think else we are kinda good.
Yep. And I'm going to have to redo all of this thing. All the different instruments I'm going to need to redo.
Okay.
Because we've got lots of different instruments here.
I will get some water and I will put this into the fridge. Knock wood.
So, yeah, what I'm referring to at the moment is I have a spreadsheet here, and it's got all the different signals that we need to bear in mind. So the different display panels that we've got. So what looks like a gauge with the two lines, so one white line and one red line. We've got one which is for our heading, and then another one which is for our throttle. The one for the throttle also has the clutch on there, which is the red line, and the one which is lying flat on the floor, the white line is our heading, so what direction we're going, which stays in the center normally, and the red line on there is our waypoint, so where we'd need to steer to go to our waypoint. Underneath the screen on the right, the 3x3, we have a place to put in waypoints and a place to put in zoom. Each side has a ball compass. Above the compass on the right hand side, we have arrow keys. They change the channel effectively on the screen. So we've got a map display, we've got also information displays. There is a button to blank out the waypoint, so you can put a new one in afterwards. And that switch is to change the steering control from the main chair to the second chair. By default, it will be the one on the left. In the center, where the block is at the moment, in the middle, we have a circuit breaker which will turn the electric on and off. Then we have some buttons. So some of them are the actual buttons. Like the starter button only needs to be pushed once. Then the other three are toggles. So we have cooling, we have gearbox, and we have clutch. And then we have the indicators for the cranking, the running, cooling, and engine fault, not necessarily in that order. The very top one with the switches, that's the lights. So we've got the backlights on the display, which we can turn on and off. We've got the spotlight at the front, which we put in just a minute ago. We have the internal light in the cockpit, which is up above our heads, and then the external lights will be the ones that we just put in either side of the door. Then on the left hand side, where the main driver sits, we have some extra dials, and those are for fuel and the battery, RPS and speed. I've noticed something that we don't have.
What?
Temperature.
Do not have temperature.
No, that would be a good thing to have on that screen.
That would be a good thing to have it without a screen as well, though. Because engine temperatures, though to be honest, the MFDs are perfect for that, and it would, if I program the controller the way I want it, it's gonna put out a fault if it's over temping anyway, and you can see if the cooling is on and all that stuff. Mm.
I mean,
Would be kind of waste just one dial with it.
you could make some of the other dials bigger. Is there, for example, a dial that is in a 1x1 block and a gauge that is in a 1x1 block?
Gauge is 2x1, as you can see,
Mm-hmm.
and the dial 1x1 is basically looks like a compass indicator. You can make a single one and put it somewhere.
And you could have them all as the dials, and then you could have 5 separate dials for the 5 separate things: the fuel, the battery, the RPS, the speed, and temperature. But honestly, I think that having the temperature tracking on the 2x2 screen and having it constantly there might be better than swapping between different channels on the 3x3.
True,
Especially
true.
since we've had overheating issues.
Not anymore, but yes, I understand what you're saying, and I think that's a good use of that screen. Maybe some nav information and some some top temperature, low temperature, and current temperature as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
we have to design that later, but for now, I think the cockpit so far is done. Now for the hard part. Oh god. Yeah. Well, how does it work? Well,
Open the window.
yeah. How does it work? Very, very.
Lots and lots and lots of wire connection thingamajiggies or line connections between the microcontrollers and the power and
Yeah.
all that nice stuff.
All that nice stuff indeed. This one I already finished pretty much. It's the
Okay,
pump controller.
yeah, this bit you're gonna need to slow down because, like I said, we're a little bit ahead of everything. So,
So those blocks here that look like blocks are the microcontrollers. And basically, this game works by each block that does something having those connections. And you can think of them like plugs and sockets. If it's like this outlined circle, then this plug can go into one of those connectors.
the green is for the number indicators, and the pink is Boolean. Is
No,
it Boolean?
the red is the boolean, the green is the numbers, as you
That yeah.
rightfully said.
Well, it's pink. It's not red.
This is red. This is okay. Yeah,
Magenta.
red. It's red. Red works better for on and off anyway. For me, at least in my head. For me, it's red.
Okay,
You
fine.
can consider whatever it wants, but it's red.
Mm. At least we can agree on the electricity being yellow and the composite being purple.
Purple, purple. Yeah, this is like a bus signal, so it combines. That's why it's called composite. It combines signals into one another, and then you get stuff like that with 5 million different outputs from one device. And for all of that, to use all of that, you have those microcontrollers. Let's have a look at this, or rather, maybe quick quick reminder how the basic stuff works. So let's start with the lights that we put in, right? Those lights need electricity. Electricity is provided by batteries. As you can see, those batteries go on a breaker. This is just a switch that connects this one to this one. For reasons of usability, there is basically two circuits. The battery goes to the breaker, and from the breaker it goes to the outside connections so that we can either supply or charge the battery externally. And when this breaker is pushed, then everything past this breaker, every other thing gets electricity. That goes for like all those instruments and stuff that we put in. Honestly, we can probably just already do all those nifty connections. For the instruments and buttons, they need this power to work. It also powers the backlights.
You'll need to power the spotlights as well, won't you?
I already did. Look,
Okay.
there and there.
It's difficult for me to
Yeah,
work out what is what at the
one of
moment.
the main reasons that I'm doing all this microcontroller stuff is that the wiring at some point becomes ridiculously complicated. Looks like a hedgehog being exploded, honestly.
Why does the why does it need power to the defib and the first aid and stuff?
Because
Does it have a backlight?
not only has it have a backlight, I think it illuminates as well, but stuff gets recharged when you put it back in. It's it turns electricity into whatever is needed for.
Oh, so we effectively have an um electric powered fire extinguisher.
We have basically an electrical powered matter generator that just generates whatever the device needs. Like for example, if you have used the health pack and put it back in here and it is powered,
It will refill the
it
charges.
would be refilled. And since this is important stuff, I put it before the breaker so that it is always powered, basically. And so I should do the same with
The other important stuff.
other important stuff.
Oh, it
Also
should
needs
probably do that with
at the
the
front. Yeah,
yeah
need
the
to do that at the front as
gas
well.
masks. That's what I was gonna say.
Oxygen masks, but yeah, exactly.
I mean, technically they're gas masks.
I also think it even is the same for ammunition. Yeah, they are gas masks. You are right about that. Um, as you can see, there's like a lot of things that have to be pulled, flipped, dragged, connected, and whatnot.
Mhm.
Ammo, ammo, electric, electric. Very nice. Those two, and all go to the breaker before.
So we could oh no, we can't take out the other button yet because nothing else is
Nothing is connected yet, yeah.
connected.
And no controller is yet. But that could be the first controller that we actually make, so that we can use this front panel to switch on the lights. So basically implementing
Yep,
functionality for this.
and get rid of that extra block, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, that's how I work. Some things annoy me, so that gets done first.
Okay, let me see. This is my instrument controller. No, this is my keyboard mouse. Oh, this is good. This can already be. This is already done. And what's waiting for?
Yeah, so
That's my instrument controller unit.
mhm,
I'm gonna make
you're going a little bit too fast again.
we're getting going. First of all, we need to if we want to do this, we need to make a microcontroller. Now, first thing we need. Oh yeah, we should start with first principles. Opposed to, as you can see, those buttons, for example, those buttons give like one of those magenta signals. They can also be daisy chained, like you can pull a plug, put it in here, and if you have those, and if that would be, for example, be another button, then it would activate that button, and that would go to that to that connection, and this one is sending an on signal to everything. Now you can see that I already have a controller here
For the backlight.
for example, for the backlight, but you can see it has like a lot of other stuff as well. There's
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 composite, so there's like already a lot of things happening, but
Mhm.
let's stay here. Um, we already talked about number inputs, but there are also number outputs. Usually they come from like a lever device, or they can come from those controllers. For example, here A and D. If I sit in game, if I sit in this chair and use my WASD, then those values will correspond in one way or another with whatever I'm putting in. That also works for hotkeys. There's like that those work as booleans, obviously. Hotkey pushed or not pushed works as an on-off signal. So for example, if I wanted to super fast get rid of this block and still have the functionality, I could just wire hotkey 1 in here, and then when we wanted to test, you just had to set in a chair and
Press one
press
and
1 and everything would light up presto. So that's how base stuff works. But with those instruments, like as you can see, right, this button is a full block.
yeah, and it's one block but with 4 inputs or outputs.
Or any combination of those.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, exactly. And then there's like a few mixed blocks. For example, this chair does not only output the things that I just showed, but hotkeys, cursor keys, and WASD.
The other thing to note is that because it is it's the chair, it is predefined in the game what WASD does, um, and all of the other different nodes that you can use. You can't really change it in any way.
Well, I mean, you can do various things to adjust it. Like with this, if you are in the editor and go to the select thing, you can select properties of blocks. And for example, you can configure how the axes behave. You can configure sensitivity, reset mode or sticky mode. Reset mode means as soon as you take your fingers off the buttons, it returns to neutral, to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Or but oh yeah, that's something. Number um, in terms of input signals usually goes from -1 to 1 to represent a range. Um, and yeah, and with sticky, it basically keeps whatever input it just has. And the way the game interprets the inputs is it adds basically to the output signal until it reaches saturation.
Okay, so using A and D as an example, turning left and right, if you could put on sticky, if you tapped A, then it will continue tapping A.
No, if you tap A for a certain amount of time and then let go of it, it will remain at that value. And with reset, it will as well it will erase slowly as long as you hold the button, but as soon as you let go of it, it will return to 0. Let's read what the description says, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, if I go here into and type chair, it tells, oh, seat, it's called seat. Uh, yeah. It provides 4 number outputs and produces a standard value ranging from -1 to 1 and 6 on-off outputs. And this -1 to 1 starts at 0 when the seed spawns, and when you press, for example, A for this one channel, then it starts 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. And if you let go and it is on reset, then it goes 0.2, 0.1, 0. If you have sticky, it stays at zero point 0.2 until another output either
Okay, I
puts it
see.
back
Mm-hmm.
or increases it or anything like that. So, for example, I find it quite useful to use 2 different configurations for W and S as a throttle input so that I can tap it and it stays at a certain value.
Mm-hmm.
And since this boat is quite nippy and can flip over if the rudder hits too hard, um, I keep that as reset, so I just give it quick, quick little pushes, lift and right, and the rudder never exceeds too much.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You should probably
Going upside down is not what you want to be doing.
no, upside down is absolutely not what you want to do. But yeah, keeping with this philosophy, we could call this steering and have it on reset, and this we call throttle, and we keep it on sticky, and then we have the up down button, which we call clutch, or clutch manual actually, to stay within our naming convention, which is also a sticky input and which we can
Hmm.
use to override our clutch control.
Although up and down would in a helicopter be used for actually ascending and descending, correct?
It really depends. Um, with helicopters, you really want to implement some way of fly-by-wire, um, so that your input is actually divorced from your actual physical inputs. So it would you would have one stick and throttle control being translated into main rotor, tail rotor, collective, banking, and so on and so forth. There's like a very elaborate block in game that does that for you and gives you corrected outputs for this kind of application.
I'm glad that there is a block for that.
Yeah. Then again, if you use the fixed blocks, you kind of usually have to stick with the solution that they have. As you can probably tell, uh, as you can probably tell, the uh, the game is providing tons of solutions
Hmm.
depending on how much effort you want to put into it and how in depth you uh, want to go. Like take for example those front spotlights. In a simple game, you can just slam them on, connect a button to them, connect it to electricity, and then just split them on and off. It's all fine, and it does what it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
But
You could even have it as you turn the vehicle on and they just automatically come on.
for example, it's absolutely no problem to implement something like that. But if you have access to the if you implement some kind of access to the composite channel, those become direction lights. You can pivot them with an internal pivot to adjust their angle in like a quite limited but still useful amount. And so yeah, that's kind of like it. That you have to really figure out what you want and what you need and where you want to go. And I mean, another point, right? Those screens here, they have a composite channel that allows them to function as a touch screen. So that when you in-game interact with the screen, you can use that to toggle and enter and do whatever. Though I I find at the moment I have not figured that one out, and that feels like a whole another can of worms. And since there are already a lot of those wriggling around on the floor right now,
Yeah, we don't really want to go too deep into that.
yeah. But yeah, let's figure that out. So that's basically now we're at the point where we have to make a microcontroller, and a microcontroller basically works like any other block. You can, in the design process of the microcontroller, you can give it inputs, outputs that can be numbers, composite. They don't need electricity, thank God for that. But and they also are dirt cheap. The game does not punish you for using a lot of those,
Which is good
which
because
is good because you need them. There's also something specific, Emma, that you already mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
and which is quite important. Um, Specific sensors that have a composite output, as you rightly mentioned, um, I cannot change when I put this when I read from this composite from this signals. I cannot change any of those numbers. So basically, I have to work with where those outputs are put on my bus. We'll probably demonstrate that in a bit because I wanted to make a microcontroller just for that one anyway.
I'm gonna need to do a new thing to put all the information down, I think.
Exactly. So having one of those might be a good idea, and the light controller. So let's start with those. But yeah, as I said, and the same goes for the chair. And since we want at some point achieve the functionality as we can switch which chair uses so that you control the boat either on
Correction,
both.
you want that functionality. I do not care.
You just want to get around having to steer the boat. I see how it is.
I mean, with my sense of direction, can you blame me? I would
That's
get
why
you
I
lost.
no. That's why there's a big red bar that you just have to keep in the middle of your gorge. I think that should be possible for you.
Maybe.
I trust you.
You get in dangerous territory there.
Yeah, it's true. Also, at some point, I want to put a clock. Oh yeah, clock would have been something. Um, would have been nice to. Would have liked to put a clock somewhere so that it switches on the backlights depending on the time of day.
I mean, the clock doesn't have to be on the instrument panel.
Doesn't
It could be somewhere else.
could be on the top, right?
Mhm.
Also pondering um, if I should make this a beam as well. Could look good.
Do you have a slanty thing that would fit?
Don't need a slanty thing. I meant only the straight ones. This, and this. Replacing the blocks. So basically, I put
Down the middle.
yeah.
That would look a bit weird if there's nothing at the front to hold it up.
It's true. How about the clock next to the door?
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice. There, we can have a look what kind of displays there are. It's very interesting. It's like it has a lot of nice things. You have a barometer, by the way, as well, which of course is not something that comes from the physics sensor. Why would it? Would only make too much sense. The camera. Here's this cable anchor, as I said, which has
Yep.
like
Several.
four
You have
arms on
several
top.
different types of cable anchor. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Lights here. Oh yeah, outfits. Do you have clothes? We have to have clothing at some point. Costs a bit, but yeah.
Well,
Update inventory. There's like oh, honestly, kind of want to have
I
that
think
with the
I
update.
think we can leave it for now. This is meant to be a starter.
You are right. You are right. You are right. And it's 500 and it's expensive.
Okay, so the clock, obviously the arrow. Oh yeah, that's something I did mention. The arrows show what way up it faces. Display name. Time.
Time. Does it need power? Of course it needs power.
Everything needs power.
And
always on.
Always on.
I guess it's one of them automatic radio alarm, radio clock thingy majiggies
Mm-hmm.
that automatically changes time. And you forgot to attach the fire extinguisher to the power.
Yeah, that's of course because I don't want it to burn. Right. The defib was out, but the defib was connected.
Anyway, um, lights. So we've got the backlight, spotlight, internal lights, and external lights.
Mm-hmm. So now the question is, do we make a separate light controller that only reads from this composite and writes it down, which would be
That would be a lot simpler, I think.
okay? Yeah, for a starter, that's nice, and it could be a 2x1, so it always works anyway, and it kind of doesn't need any kind of interaction with anything. So what
Because it is only interacting with the lights.
exactly?
That's part of the reason that I. Oh yeah, we spent a long time going through this beforehand. What buttons and everything to put on what display, and I was saying that no, have one which is just for the lights.
So I no, but I told you to that it would be best if we could unify that, and I think we managed, except for the control switch, which would be which will be fine though
Mm.
because
It's there was only one bit.
okay. So it helps to have an empty microcontroller as a start. Um,
There are ones that you can download, right?
yeah, there are tons in the workshop as well. But if you want to make your own, it always helps to have one. So like you have to set the width and the height, and then you save it up here, give it a name or something. I already made an empty one, and it's always a good start. And you start with the logic. That's where you tell it what inputs and outputs it has. And of course, at output we need to have lights. Hmm. We'll need those outputs anyway. At some point, I need to switch to light, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we need backlight, which is an output. Uh, should we do it in order? Then you need to prompt me.
Um, Actually, what I was thinking is, couldn't we put them all on the same purple one? Wouldn't
Yeah,
that
but the
work?
outputs, I need at least three outputs, so I can switch on backlights, internal lights, navigation, backlights and internal lights.
Is it backlight, spotlight, internal, external?
Yeah, that's that's four outputs because at some point the light, the lights don't have composites. The lights have ons. They need ons.
Right. Okay,
You understand what I mean?
I understand.
So we need one on for the backlight. Basically, we just created this node, which outside we would have to drag into all the
Yeah,
backlights.
yeah. The magenta because lights don't have a composite node; they only have on and off.
Yes.
Okay, so I
No,
completely
perfect.
missed that.
Oh, fine. Okay, now we need internal lights. What is
No,
that
the
for?
spotlight.
Spotlight. Three output. And
Internal light, or just internal?
no, beaver both. It helps because this is then shown outside and that really helps with the wiring. Beaver both descriptions, not so much beaver both in the thingies. Internal lights,
External.
external lights.
And that needs to be an output as well.
That's true.
And then we need an input for the composite, which is what will come from the
Lights panel.
the lights panel.
We call it lights panel component. And now we need to go to the properties and adjust until we have a nice setup that works for us. If we're
Why not do it 1 by 5?
1 by 5 is probably the best idea. So we need this at the side.
Okay, so the first one is backlight,
Yeah.
then spotlight, then internal, then external.
Beautiful. And now comes the interesting part.
Oh, you also want to change the name of the microcontroller.
Yes, exactly. We want to also give it a symbol. Give it an L and a nice O for lights on. I'm an engineer, I'm not a product designer. You know. Properties. Lights controller.
I would have just put light switch.
Nope. Right. Now I'm gonna save
Thankfully,
this.
it's nice and simple, so description is unneeded.
Boom. Right. Now I need to get out to the vehicle editor. Oh, okay. I thought I just saved that. I hope I did. Anyway, because now we have to configure our light switch. Already did that. Channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. That means
So backlight is 1, spotlight is 2, internal is 3, and external is 4.
let me figure that out. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make a new Excel for Excel tab and call it lights controller bus and jot down 1, 2, 3, 4 for our backlight, spotlight, internal, external.
I've got it on a piece of paper at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So now we need to actually put the
Oh,
thing down that you started.
exactly. Now I have to once again go back to the microcontroller. Find the right microcontroller. Take the lights off or lights on, whatever you want to call it.
And then hide it somewhere.
Hide it somewhere in the darkest, deepest crevices of this code.
In the front?
Yes.
Can it go inside the nose?
I want it somewhere, definitely somewhere close, so the drawn connections don't look like an exploded hedgehog. I put it here, honestly, here on the wall.
Okay.
Then we can assemble them later, once we need it. Right, now I need to go into the code and actually do some
Why
coding.
don't we connect the thing first? The on-off.
Because if that might change if I rearrange it.
Okay.
This is the editor for the actual insides of the microcontroller. You can already do a lot of shit with those space blocks. Look, there's everything here. But the important stuff that we are interested in are all the things that got to do with the composite. And for that reason, what we need and want are those composite read blocks. What those do, quite simply, is take an input from the composite outside. That's this node that we have to
The one that comes from the actual lighting panel,
exactly. That's
where we will actually flip the switch for the backlight or the external, whatever. You're going to want to put the ones on the right in the right order. From top to bottom, backlight, spotlight, internal, external.
No,
And then the middle one, oh no, that needs to connect to an output, right?
no, we're basically already done. We just have to.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We just need one read for.
So if you click on the on off and read channel 1, and you need to have one for each of them.
Yes.
Okay, can you copy paste?
Unfortunately not, but you have this.
Oh, you have the bar at the bottom.
Yes. Just read on off. There. And as we see, one output can go to several inputs, and that is our lighting controller.
Channel 3 and channel 4, yep.
And that is our lighting controller done.
Which can then be saved and updated. And now if we go to the composite, then we can link up um, the this is the top one in the middle, the little green point, and it goes down to where we've got the microcontroller underneath the seat.
Like this.
Yeah.
And now,
Oh wait, it needs to catch up. Yeah, so connecting the lighting panel to the actual controller, and then you change it to the data outputs, which is the numbers and the on off and everything.
when you delete a button, all the or when you delete a block that is connected to someone, all the connections to it disappear. So I don't have to delete all them manually. I throw away this button. And now, if I go back here and go back to this, all the stuff is gone. Right. But let's start with the annoying part, backlight. If you hold left control, you can connect in a sequence from one to all the others. Backlight, backlight,
Yeah.
power switch, no.
And when you hover over
Backlight,
the little dot,
yeah,
it comes up with what kind of thing it is, and circles as well. It will show you that it's the backlight of the display. And then you can also see that is a light switch. That's for the spotlight at the front.
yeah. This is for the screen to turn on and off. This is basically done by another controller. But yeah,
Okay, so that should be it. What about the center backlights? Have you done those?
that would be the clock
Mhm.
and nothing else. Nothing else has a backlight.
Okay.
Nothing else needs a button or anything.
And you don't have backlights for the items.
No,
Okay. Okay, then we need to go to the next point.
spotlights.
So that's the 4 at the front. It's quite cool that you can actually see the points through everything, although it also gets a little bit confusing.
You would, as a normal person, you probably go insane without it, and I appreciate it a lot. But then again, I've done such wiring IRL, and believe me, you go insane. Because unfortunately, IRL, you don't look at a relay or something, and it tells you nicely and quickly to which connection it is currently connected and how well this connection is. It would be great if that would be working like that, but it doesn't.
Okay, now
And
the third one for the internal lights,
internal lights,
which
is
is just the one.
just one.
and then the fourth one, the external lights, which is the navigation lights and also the let's call them deck lights.
Deck lights. Microcontrollers do not need power, as we established. And honestly, at this point, if we flip the breakers and then the light switch after we spawned the vehicle, stuff should just work. As Todd Howard says, it just works. And I hope this works better than Starfield, but who knows? Whoop. Breaker? Breaker, breaker. Hey!
Excellent.
Hey!
Although you're not getting the backlights for the ones in the middle.
There are no backlights in the ones in the middle.
That's annoying.
Yeah, those don't have backlights. It's a thing, but hey, um, once this is all working, the indicator light should be on, and that provides enough. Oh, and the screens would also be running. So
Yep.
well, navigation lights. Wait,
I like how it's randomly coming up with
missions.
the different missions, and we're just like, completely ignoring them.
Well, healthy competition. Well, that is our first controller done. Beautiful.
Okay. Only took us an hour.
Yeah, simple as.
Although part of that was actually just, moving
Yeah,
stuff around a bit.
I think that's a good situation to pause, but I hope we will be back later today to work on more.
Yep, we just need to,
Feed the hungry monsters and yeah,
yep,
all of the stuff.
food's important.
Food is very important.
So yeah, hopefully see you later. Bye.